The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the African sky in hues of orange and purple. Silhouetted against this vibrant canvas stood Aslan, a lion whose name once echoed through the savannah. His roar, a sound that had sent shivers down the spines of countless creatures, was now a distant memory. Aslan was no longer the undisputed king.
Age had crept upon me like a stealthy predator, stripping me of my strength and vigor. My once lustrous mane, a symbol of power and virility, is now a dull, patchy grey. My amber eyes, once blazing with fire, hold a melancholic glint, reflecting the weight of years and the loss of my former glory.
The younger lions, brimming with youthful arrogance, had usurped his throne. Aslan was banished to the fringes of the pride's territory, forced to endure the sting of disrespect from those he had once led. Every snarl, every dismissive glance was a painful reminder of his fall from grace. Aslan, the king in exile, was now a shadow of his former self. The once mighty hunter now struggled to catch even the slowest prey. His limbs, once powerful and swift, were stiff and ached with every step. He was often left hungry, forced to scavenge for scraps left behind by the younger lions. The other animals who had once trembled at his approach now regarded him with indifference or even disdain. Zebras grazed nonchalantly within his sight, their stripes a mocking reminder of his faded glory. Antelope skipped past him, their eyes devoid of fear. The whispers of his decline echoed through the savannah, carried on the wind to every corner of his former kingdom. Aslan spent his days in solitude, haunted by memories of his glorious past. He would often gaze towards Pride Rock, the heart of his former domain, and a bittersweet longing would wash over him. The echoes of his past resonated in his ears, the thunderous roars, the thrill of the hunt, the respect and admiration of his pride. One scorching afternoon, as Aslan sought refuge from the sun under the shade of an acacia tree, he noticed movement in the distance. A mother donkey and her foal were making their way across the savannah, their hooves kicking up dust devils in the dry earth.
Keep close, little one.
Just a bit further, Mom.
The foal, with its long, wobbly legs and playful spirit, strayed a little too far from its mother.
I watched them, a flicker of instinct igniting within me. I felt a surge of the old hunger, a primal urge to hunt. I hesitated, my body protesting against the exertion, but the opportunity was too tempting to resist.
With a grunt, he rose to his feet, his aging muscles screaming in protest. He stalked towards the foal, his movements slow and deliberate. The donkey, oblivious to the danger, continued to frolic, its tail swishing playfully. Aslan closed the distance, his heart pounding in his chest. He could almost taste victory, a fleeting return to his former glory.
Asterisk turning towards Aslan. Her ears flattened against her head, she let out a braying call that echoed across the savannah. It was a sound of defiance, a mother's fury protecting her young. S3. Asterisk, momentarily surprised, merely glanced at Aslan before resuming his playful antics. Narrator. Aslan gathered his remaining strength and let out a roar, a desperate attempt to assert his dominance. The sound that emerged was a pale imitation of his former majesty, a raspy, hollow echo that startled the birds but did little to intimidate the donkey.
Aslan, taken aback by her unexpected challenge, felt a wave of humiliation wash over him. He tried to regain his composure, to summon a semblance of his former menace, but his body refused to cooperate. His legs trembled, his breath came in ragged gasps, and his roar was met with indifference. The donkey, her foal now safely by her side, stared at him with a look of pity mingled with disdain. Aslan, defeated and humiliated, turned away from the donkeys. He dragged his weary limbs back towards the acacia tree, his head hung low. The encounter had been a rude awakening, a painful reminder of his diminished state.
I'd failed to intimidate a donkey, a creature I would have once hunted without a second thought.
As he lay down under the tree, the weight of his reality settled upon him. He was no longer the king, the feared predator. He was an aging lion. His strength faded, his roar reduced to a whimper. The savannah had moved on, the balance of power had shifted, and he was no longer a part of it. Yet, as the sun began its final descent, casting long shadows across the savannah, Aslan felt a strange sense of calm wash over him. The humiliation of his failed hunt was replaced by a quiet acceptance. He had lived a long life. A life filled with power, glory, and respect. He had ruled the savannah, sired cubs, and left his mark on the world. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in the same hues of orange and purple that had witnessed his rise and now marked his decline. Aslan watched the spectacle, a sense of peace settling over him.
I had fought, I had ruled, and now it was time to rest.
The savannah, with its endless cycle of life and death, had taught him a valuable lesson. Power was fleeting, strength was ephemeral, but the memories, the legacy that endured. He was no longer the king, but he was Aslan, the lion who had once ruled the savannah, and that was enough. The stars began to appear in the darkening sky, twinkling like diamonds scattered across a velvet cloth. Aslan closed his eyes, the gentle breeze rustling the leaves of the acacia tree. He was ready for the twilight of his reign, ready to embrace the quiet dignity of his final days. The savannah, his kingdom, would continue, a testament to the cycle of life, a cycle he had once ruled and now gracefully surrendered to.